For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 41 of the Chelsea Career Mode on FIFA 15. We start with a difficult game actually, away from home at Goodison Park against Everton, but here's your team news.
Got the Everton lineup for you. Tim Howard starts in goal. Seamus Coleman starts with Leighton Baines as the fullbacks. Darren Gibson plays with James McCarthy in central midfield. Romelu Lukaku is the sole striker today. Chelsea make one change. Thibaut Courtois plays today, replacing Diego Lopez, who's not looked that confident lately. Ricardo Rodriguez starts with Carvajal in the fullback positions. Eden Hazard starts with Hulk on the flanks. Diego Costa is the lone striker today.
Had to make sure that I put out a really strong side against Everton, because we know that they are a very, very capable side, despite being rather disappointing perhaps this year in real life compared to their form last year. But we know that they definitely are able to cause you some problems if the mood strikes them. Of course, the game in real life this year, this exact fixture, was 6-3 earlier on in the year, and Costa almost got us off to a fantastic start, but then Oscar did anyway. If Costa had been able to hit the back of the net with that overhead kick, I'd have absolutely exploded, but fortunately Oscar was on hand to actually get a really good first time control despite all of the action in front of him, and then have the presence of mind to tidily slot it into the bottom corner as well. Really impressed with that actually from Oscar. He's been complaining in the media about the weather, of course, and fortunately it's shining today. The sun is shining brightly and he appears to be on form, although at the back a couple of weird mistakes there. They broke through me on the right hand side, which was fine, but then I tried to clear it, and my one defender decided to kick the back of another defender and then stumble, which let Lukaku back in. Luckily for me though, he smashed his shot well wide, and Oscar with a beautiful ball through to Nemanja Matic. Didn't expect that pass to go all the way through to Nemanja. I was trying to feed Diego Costa in. You'll see from the replay, Matic is delighted, by the way. You can see him wheeling away, jumping about. He's definitely excited to have scored that goal. And like I say, you'll see from the replay, Oscar's ball through here. I didn't even see the ball on for Matic, but Oscar did, and he finds the man, and that's a goal and an assist for him now in this game, and he really was impressing me. So I mentioned in yesterday's episode that we might be seeing the back of him if he really wants to leave in the upcoming January transfer window. But if he's going to play like this, I'm going to be extremely reluctant to let him go. Obviously Ross Barkley is a very, very good player and has been extremely capable for us, and Ashley Posher is proving to be a decent player as well. But if Oscar's going to keep the form up, then obviously it would make sense to try and keep hold of our first team player, wouldn't it? So that's the plan, and Courtois actually makes a really good reaction save down low to his left hand side there. Luckily the man was offside anyway, and even if it had gone in it wouldn't have counted, but really good save from Courtois to keep that out and get it around the post. Bit of a dodgy ball from Oscar there into Remy. Could have played that one a lot tidier, but he actually found himself on the end of it and scores his second goal of the game to go along with the assist he got earlier on as well. So Oscar almost perhaps maybe even sending me a message saying I may be unhappy with the weather, but I might want to stay. And I think that is my preference. Oscar is obviously an extremely good player. We had the same conundrum last year on FIFA 14 with Oscar. We ended up selling Kevin De Bruyne instead, which is actually what happens in real life as well, and kept Oscar. And we may be faced with the same issue again in the upcoming transfer window. What do we do with the young Brazilian? But we'll have to figure that out a little bit later. As you can see, we've secured top spot in the Champions League group. We'll start with some team news first though.
Here's the Chelsea lineup. Diego Lopez starts in goal. Felipe Luis starts with Carvajal in the fullback positions. Willian plays with Hulk on the flanks. In attack, Loic Remy starts. He's been in tremendous form recently. This is the lineup for the away side. Sedat Tashi starts with Salvatore Bocchetti as the centre-backs. Yuramov Sisyan is the sole striker today.
So the Chelsea fans in fine voice, as you heard in the build-up to that game. They're really excited for this one because, of course, we're already through and we're already guaranteed top spot. And the last time we played Spartak Moscow, which was away from home, obviously, we came out 5-1 winners. So perhaps they were expecting a lot of goals in this one, so they were a bit, bit pumped, really, very pumped to get ourselves some more goals in this one and maybe perhaps have an entertaining game. They did get a goal quite early on though, but it didn't go the way I quite wanted it to. As you can see, or you did see, we are 1-0 down, and Paquetti with a great block there to stop Willian bringing us back to level terms and have 2 goals in the opening 10 minutes. We actually had to wait to the second half of the game to liven up again, so unfortunately the crowd didn't quite get the goal fest they were hoping for in the first half. We did score a goal in the second at the start here, as you can see, but Remy was offside. I think it was Willian that played the ball through the defender towards him, although didn't quite play it quick enough. If he'd have played it there, but not taken that extra step inside, then he would have been able to thread the Frenchman through. But unfortunately, took that extra little step, meant that Remy was offside by the time he got there, and unfortunately the goal didn't count. But Remy shows great feet to get inside 2 defenders there and burst into the box. And I thought at first time of looking that it was a clear penalty, as Mikiev kind of stands inside Loic Remy. That was a weird bug. But anyway, you'll see from the replay, Ross Barkley's clearly annoyed, but you'll see from the replay, actually, there wasn't much of a challenge in there, unless it's with the ankles down below, but it doesn't look like it. Remy just goes flying for no apparent reason. So maybe we're a little bit lucky with that, but Hulk was the best penalty taker on the pitch, so I gave it to him, smashed it right into the corner, but the goalkeeper nearly saved it. He did get there, but luckily for me, could only push it up further into the top corner rather than over the top of the bar. So we are back on level terms, and then it was a case of them pushing forward, trying to get as many goals as they possibly could to help their push to finish third in the group, but they kind of left a bit of space at the back, and that let Loic Remy race through to give us a 2-1 lead in the 69th minute. Giggity, and then we're going to confirm our solidarity in the group by making it 3-1 here, although I've kind of spoiled the move, but we are going to make it 3. Ramirez slots through a nice ball to Lucas Piazzon. We said in the last episode, hasn't really grown as much as perhaps we might have liked him to, but he does get himself in the score sheet here, so hopefully that will be the instigation or the boost that he needs to start improving, because he was really good for me last year on FIFA 14 in the second and third seasons, really good, and I'm hoping that he can do the same for me here in this series as well, but he needs to pull his finger out and actually start putting in the performances if he wants to do just that in this series. But we end the episode with an even bigger game. In fact, we've had Everton in the first, which was a difficult game. This one again away from home. We'll start with some team news though.
A real reshuffle for Arsenal. Wojciech Szczesny starts in goal. Kieran Gibbs starts with Mathieu Debuchy in the fullback positions. Jack Wilshere comes in for Aaron Ramsey, who's suspended. In attack, Danny Welbeck starts, replacing Olivier Giroud, who's suspended. Chelsea make one change. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Gary Cahill starts with Sergio Ramos as the centre-backs. Andre Schürrle starts with Eden Hazard on the flanks. In attack, Diego Costa starts, replacing Loic Remy, who's injured.
Unfortunately, yeah, Remy did get injured in that previous game. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. It's either 3 weeks or 2 months. I can't quite remember. I think actually it's 2 months with some lateral collateral ligament damage. But we're lucky there that Ricardo Rodriguez was on the line to stop Arsenal taking a 1-0 lead at the start of this game. Hazard then is going to dance into the box, and again it's Oscar on the end of it. He's doing it again, and he only got on the end of that one again because Diego Costa wasn't able to make the most of the initial ball into the box. Again, you'll see from the replay that it was the defender actually, I think, beat him to it. He was trying to just get on the end of it. Good slide tackle, but Oscar's first touch keeps the flow of the ball going, the movement, the passage of the ball. Keeper comes out to try and intercept it, and Oscar just lets it run across him, takes it away from Wojciech Szczesny. He's able to open up the angle with his feet to give us a 1-0 lead, and Matic is clean through here. Had that fallen to a more attacking minded player, that probably would have been 2-0 as well. Unfortunately though, he isn't quite able to find the back of the net, and the Serbians miss means that we stay at 1-1, but they play a really nice 1-2 here between Cazorla and Rosicky to bring themselves back level. I was particularly disappointed, but there's not really much you can do against intricate little passing like that. Very well worked move, very Arsenal-esque, you might say. This, however, isn't very Arsenal-esque, and it isn't very Chelsea-esque. I still, to this moment in time, have completely no idea what the goalkeeper was doing. I'll show you a couple of replays. Feel free to go back and watch it in real time as well. I physically cannot explain it. We've had loads of trouble this year with the goalkeepers. Courtois starts to come to just catch the ball. It's going to be an easy catch. All he's got to do is walk out and catch the ball. Starts to walk, gets the edge of the 6-yard box, turns around, walks back towards goal, but away from Danny Welbeck, and then as Welbeck heads it, he throws himself further away from the ball towards the post. You tell me. I have no idea what was going on there, but we find ourselves 2-1 down. But we're able to go straight back up the other end, and Ramirez gets us back in it. 2-2 before half-time. So 4 goals in an extremely eventful first half here at the Emirates. And I wasn't really too sure what the second half held for us after the calamity that was Thibaut Courtois' attempt to deal with that cross. I was a bit apprehensive about letting them cross the ball into the box from that moment on, so I was kind of trying to keep them central, but we had a good chance there of our own. Eden Hazard with a really, really good first-time volley. Unfortunately, kicked it straight at Szczesny, but you can see they're coming through the middle here in the final few minutes, and Courtois again makes a really, really surreal decision. I don't know what is wrong with the goalkeeping engine here, but this isn't the first time that this particular issue has cropped up. You'll see him run out towards the ball, and rather than just slide and pick it up, it's when you call the goalkeeper out. If you actively call him out, like I did there, I pressed and held Y to bring him out, they won't challenge for the ball. They won't go down to try and get it. He just runs out towards it, and then rather than slide and collect the ball, it just jumps over the man that slides in and kicks it into the back of the net. It baffles me, it really does. They say they spent 2 years reworking the entire goalkeeping engine, and it's so broken. It really is. I just hope they can patch it for this year. If not, at the very least, fix it for next year. But at the other end, Wojciech Szczesny seems to be in perfectly fine form, making an incredible save from Diego Costa there in the last few seconds, but was practically past him before he was able to make that save. Fabregas, though, against his former club, is going to whip in the corner, and Costa is not going to be denied this time around. A brute of a header, a brute of a player, and he pulls us back from the abyss and makes it 3-3 with effectively the last kick of the game. A really good header. This time the ball was already past Szczesny by at least a foot before he started to dive, so perhaps there was a little bit of karma for the decent save earlier on that perhaps should have actually gone in. But anyway, we end the game 3-3, so a draw in this one, a win in the Champions League and a win against Everton means that we are doing very well right now in the league. Again though, I'm going to show you a replay of that initial Courtois thing. Comes out to the 6-yard box, seems to glitch out, shakes a bit, runs back away from goal, and then dives toward the post. It's an absolute facepalm. I wish there was a way that EA could see that, so that they just can understand where all the hate that they get on Twitter comes from, because it's just incredibly frustrating. But fortunately for us, it didn't cost us the game, it didn't cost us our undefeated record in the league, and we stay top, undefeated. 9 games won, 7 games drawn, and our goal difference is plus 17, which is significantly better than that of any team near us. Man United have the closest to us with 6 less. So we're pleased with how things are going so far. Actually, we have drawn a lot of games, but we haven't lost any. So I think that makes up for the fact that we have drawn too many. But still, I'm pleased with how things are going so far. We're through comfortably in the Champions League. We're unfortunately out of the Capital One Cup, but we tried to give our youngsters some experience in that competition. They did very well. They were just unfortunate not to get us through in the game against Burnley, and we're doing well, sat top of the Barclays Premier League. So bring on the FA Cup, bring on the knockout rounds of the Champions League, and we'll continue to try and do our best at the top of the Barclays Premier League as well between now and the end of the season. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. There'll be a link to do so in the description down below, alongside links to my Twitter, Instagram and Facebook as well if you want to follow me on any social media platforms. And of course, check the channel page later tonight, 8 PM, as it says in the schedule in the description as well, for My Player. You guys have been supporting that incredibly well during this transition period between Cambridge and Sunderland. Hopefully that can continue. Over 500 likes on each episode that goes up in the minute, and almost 10,000 views on every video within the opening 24 hours of it going up as well, which is just incredible. I can't thank you enough for that. Hopefully that continues and you'll enjoy that series. Hopefully you're enjoying this series and you're enjoying the Atletico Madrid series as well. Of course, there was an episode of that went up last night, so check the channel page if you missed it. But that's going to bring today's to a close here at Chelsea. We'll have My Player later on tonight, and I'll see you next time.